Okay, where are you, little booger? I know you're there somewhere. Come on, come on. Oh, I see your eyes glowing. Ooh, your evil little glowing eyes. I see you there. Come on. Yes, yes. Come on. Go on. Oh, it smells so good. Come on, it's dinner time. Go. Yes, yes. I got you this time. I definitely got you this time. Okay, so back at it. We're cleaning out. And this is where we left off last week. And there were two gigantic rooms in the front of the building. And I'm kind of in the phase right now of just cleaning out the ground floor. I want to have one completely cleared out, cleaned out space just for my own mental health. And so this is the room that I picked to kind of store all this antique-y, vintage type stuff. It's not completely all in here yet. It is a process just like everything else in the building. But I am moving on today to this room. And this is another really cool room. It's got giant windows, which I'm in the process of using my new glazing skills that I have to clean it out. And yeah, so it's got some brickwork. It's got some really cool Art Deco hanging lamps that I need to convert to LED. But yeah, it's got brickwork. It's got internal wooden windows, a little place where you can pass your paycheck through. I think this was like a reception area at one point. So as you drive by the building, when looking at the front of the building from the outside, I am right here. I'm standing right here. So, and now that we're back in the building, yeah, I'm just kind of looking at this. This room to clean out does not look nearly as intimidating as some of them. So it needs a good sweep out. It needs, there's like toward that back wall is an old cabinet from like a high school science lab, I think. And this metal shelving was probably from a grocery store or something. So that can go to the scrapyard for metal, but I'm gonna put it on Facebook Marketplace for like 40 bucks because I think that's 3 or 4 times what I could get for it in scrap. And see if that goes in the next day or two. And if not, it's going to the scrapyard because I don't have time. Nobody got time for that. So ain't nobody got time for that. Yeah. So I'm really interested to pull the paneling off of this wall because it's brick. Sadly though, I was also really looking forward to pulling this paneling off as well. But, well, the good thing is it's not rotten and it's not peeling and it's not like all just disintegrating like some of it had. But what I see when I look up here is that it only goes down to the paneling. And so they chose paneling instead of that painted plywood there. I was hoping it was that mint green all the way down to the ground, but I can see the wall studs in that little tiny gap right there. So, wait a minute though. Woo! Look at that. Oh my gosh. Hold on a second. It's just a gap, and this green material does continue. I think it's masonite is what that is. Unless I'm completely making a fool out of myself. I think that's what it's called. Yes. Because that has a really good look to it. And it's really clean and nice and flat, and it can be, you know, if I wanted to paint it, I could, but I don't want to. I just like that industrial kind of mint green. Goes with the brickwork. It's working. So, wow, that's great. The risk, however, is it might be covering up something horrible. And I won't know until I start tearing it off, but once I start tearing it off, it's too late. I gotta go with it. So I think that's gonna be the big question mark for today's episode. What's behind that? Yeah, and then on the back wall, this is a much older wall. This was actually an exterior wall for the building at one point. Now it's an interior wall, but it's just brick. So that paneling can come down. That can all come down and I can expose that entire brick wall, which will be amazing. And this room is gonna look so cool. This room is gonna look so cool. So enough talking, let me get busy. Okay, just stop your fancy footing. Step on the pressure plate. Just one little toe is all it takes. Just step on it. Come on. I can't take it. I cannot take it. No. Oh, you have got to be. He's going to come outside and eat his dinner. He likes takeout. Oh my God. You are a genius. You are a certified genius. Sir, I bow down before you. Oh, I can't believe this. Is this ever going to end? Is this ever going to end? You have to be kidding me. I smeared butter on that hair trigger. He just comes in, fancy foots around, grabs his takeout. What am I doing wrong? That thing is so hair trigger. I was afraid to even pull my hand out of the back because it was so hair trigger. Just go back in there, bud. Go for some dessert. Please. Oh, there's Fat Cousin Frank. He's on a mission. He's not messing around. He is not messing around. I'm so excited about that wall. I want to start with that. So I'm going to just clear this stuff out. And so here's what we're looking at over here. Just got some rakes and stuff. Those, I think, filled balloons. I think they were, I don't know what those were. Let's see. Cool text on them and numbers. That's neat. And then we've got some roofing vents. Never know when those come in handy. I think I've got several boxes and cases of those. I had a 5-gallon bucket of these. These are pretty cool. I think these are for irrigation, like a shutoff valve for water, like out in the farm fields and stuff. I think that's what that is. Random pipes and plumbing pieces and cases of nails, which those are going to stay with me. I'm going to keep those because I'm constantly doing stuff around here and nails come in super handy. And this is incredible. Look at this. So I'll be wiring the building. These are compression connectors for conduit, multiple sizes. So that is really nice. That is definitely staying with me. Some elbows. That's conduit. That's heavy stuff. So, and more of it down there. So that's a really good box for me. So it'll just take me a few minutes to segregate this stuff, move it to where it needs to be, and then I'll be ready to start on the wall. I've said so many times that there's really cool stuff in here that like theoretically could be of value or of interest, but to who? Find the person that happens to be looking for it at that moment. And on the flip side, the person who's looking for it at that moment could probably never find it. Here's a good example of that. I got these little pads here. And from what I understand, they're actually pretty heavy rubber pads, or there's one of them. There used to be another one around here somewhere. I think it's still around somewhere. But you stand on that, and only when you're standing on that will the machine that you're working on operate. Oh yeah, there's two of them. I think they're just stuck together. Yeah, there's the other cable, and there's that one. So yeah, they're pressure sensitive. You stand on them. I guess it completes a circuit or something, and then you're able to use the machine. So kind of cool. Probably would be hard to come across if you were looking for one. But that's the story of all of the stuff in this building. It's like kind of unique, weird, quirky. But who actually is looking for it at this very moment? Oh my gosh, sometimes I just wonder where my mind is. So I was carrying this box, it was kind of torn open, and the nails in here are gigantic. They're huge, heavy nails. I was thinking, whoa, this box is heavier than those others. And then I got over and I set it down and I saw 50 pounds. That was 50. They're all 50 pounds. That one, just because I was looking at bigger nails. It maybe psychologically made me think the box was heavier. I'm cheating a little bit. The pile I just swept up is right here off camera. We don't have to dwell on that now, do we? Okay. So, wow, that wall's so big, it's hard to get it all in the shot. The great thing is now I've got a clean out space here where I can use my ladder, go along and pull off all of that paneling. So let's hope we don't get into any nasty surprises once we're under there. Oh, Fat Frank, you eating another cheat meal. Why don't you just take that big old fat belly of yours and put it up on that pressure plate and take a rest. No fancy footing's gonna get you around this one. Oh, it just went halfway down. And again, I know I should be getting the whole room cleared out before I even start that. But from time to time, I have to sprinkle in the projects that keep me motivated. They keep me saying, okay, I can see a big impact. So, and clearing that paneling will definitely be that. So I'm not gonna make any apologies. That's what I'm gonna do. Okay, as usual, we've got floating ceiling trim from when there was a floating ceiling here. I actually took that floating ceiling out, or drop ceiling, I'm not sure. I don't know what it's called. It's got the fiberglass panels and the steel grid work that just basically hangs from all those little wires. And it's probably gonna take me the better part of an afternoon to go up and get all those little wires out. I did that before I started this channel, so didn't get a good video of what it looked like before. Didn't know I was gonna have a YouTube channel, but yeah, so there's remnants, and basically every time I start on a wall, I've gotta get that stuff out, so. Man, I hate doing that stuff almost as much as Bob hates doing drywall. So, but got it. And I'm a little bit running against the sunset. I feel like I'm constantly fighting the sun. But I think it's just part of doing this during the winter months is short days. So, but I'm not gonna let that stop me from getting some of that paneling off. See what's behind it. Been doing this for a while now, and I've found out that sometimes, if you're lucky, you can do this by hand. But look how it's just disintegrating. Well, good news and bad news. Good news and bad news. I have that wonderful green industrial wall behind it. Good news. Bad news. Somebody spray painted the wall and it's right on the stud. So I'm guessing that they did that on every single stud all the way across. Why couldn't they think of me, keep me in mind when they were doing that? Ah, darn it. Okay, well, I'm not gonna get too depressed till I see what's behind the rest of it. It's coming off in one piece pretty good. I'll take that at least. Halfway down. Oh, I got him. Whoa, did I catch him? Yes. I can't believe it. I actually got one. Holy cow. What am I gonna do now? Uh-oh. What am I gonna do now? Oh my god. Oh, this one went back over there to finish its takeout. I have no idea what I'm gonna do now. Oh my god. Okay, so that's a bummer. They spray painted all of those gaps. But there are a lot of possible solutions. I could put trim boards up along there over each one and paint them a color in the tone that would work. And actually that's a different shade than that is. I think what I'll do is, Home Depot actually has color matching. And I could maybe try some matching. The sad thing is it doesn't have that kind of worn patina look. But it's a minor thing that I can solve, and no matter what happens, it's gonna look great at the end. So now that it is me see if I can zoom out. Now that, oh, my hand's shaking because I'm so tired. Now that it's starting to show itself, continuing around in that green, once this guy's out of here, it's gonna look great with that brick wall. It's just gonna look amazing. So I don't have these gone yet. While the camera was turned off there, I listed them on Facebook Marketplace. I put $100 on this old science cabinet. Let's see if we can get that, or if not. And $50 for this double-sided old grocery store shelving. If nobody picks that up, that's okay, because I can go get probably $7 or $8 for it in scrap. Just guessing. But maybe less. I don't know. We'll see. It all adds up when you throw it all in the trailer. So, okay, back at it this morning, and last night I kind of had a little bit of an epiphany, I guess, maybe. So for me, you guys know from, if you've been on the channel any time at all, I really like antiques. I like vintage stuff, old stuff. And I'm not a big fan of upcycling. I'm not a big fan of painting stuff. I just love things that tell their story, the original condition. I mean, you want to clean them up. You want to, well, let's take a look here, for example. So we've got this old school cafeteria lunch table. It's got rust on it. For me, I would just knock that rust off with some steel wool, clear coat it, and allow it to have its, show its age. So I like the original patina look. Obviously it's got bird mess all over it. I'm not that much of a fanatic. But, you know, I'm not a big fan of like repainting stuff and freshening up too much. Certainly not upcycle, like I said. But there comes a point when things are almost too far gone and you've got to do something with them. So, since we had the bucket truck out the other day, I've been thinking about this sign right here. There are so many other things in the building that need attention first, but I'm just kind of bringing you in on my stream of consciousness thinking about this whole building and this project. So please know I'm not talking about this taking priority. But you see that text there? In a few, very few short years, it's going to be like that text. Basically completely evaporated, completely gone, where, sorry about the wind and the microphone, where you can't even see it enough to restore it. So I don't want that to happen. Now that I have the bucket truck, I could restore that and prevent it from completely disappearing. So that is, if I can get the nerve to get up into the bucket and get up there that high. This lower part, no problem. That part, not so much, but I'm working on getting my sea legs. Once I get used to the bounce, I think I'll be okay. So the dilemma is whether or not to restore that. And I think that qualifies as one of those times where it could be too far gone to try to save the original shape of it. So yeah, it's a big dilemma, but because of that question, I was in that kind of frame of mind, and I started thinking about this wall in here. And though I always kind of favor, my personal taste is to favor the original form of an object and kind of accentuate its character, its history, you know, and not do the chalk paint type of thing. To each their own. I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. It's just not my particular preference or taste. That being said, because I was considering the sign outside and I was in that frame of mind, I thought, you know what, there's this black spray paint on this wall. And this room has a bunch of old character. So it's got these Art Deco lights. It's got all this brickwork. It's got these original wood windows and the wainscoting and the little square cutout where they would hand out the paycheck to the workers. And once I peel all that paneling off, there's going to be a whole bunch more brickwork showing. And it has a lot of that old history, that character. These gigantic windows in here. So I've got 3 choices. The first thing is just to let the darn thing go, and hopefully it'll be scared enough not to come back. And the second option is to de-life it. Murder a raccoon. And then the third option is to break the law and transport it somewhere and let it go somewhere else. So I'm going to exercise my Fifth Amendment right not to incriminate myself. But while I'm dealing with this, enjoy these happy pictures of raccoons living wild and free somewhere else. So the problem is they threw me a curveball, and she's got a mate, which is a bummer for separating. Gosh darn it. But they've got to get out of the building. Honestly, I wish I could just catch the groundhogs and get rid of them, because they're the ones digging under the building and all around the vertical posts that are supporting the building. Something has to be done about those guys. The raccoon I'm feeling kind of soft for at the moment. All right, Bailey. So when we get in there, we've got to move fast because the thing is going to be terrified and all stressed out. So no messing around.
No petting it, Chris.
No petting it?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna pet it. That's the last thing I need to do. There's a trash can out in the middle of the street. I'll give you one guess what kind of animal pulled that out there.
Raccoon.
Bailey?
Yeah.
Are you scared?
No.
Oh, you can hear him. Yeah. Hold on, there's another flashlight around here somewhere. Man, not even wearing a belt. My pants are falling down. Oh, there we go.
There he is.
Oh, wow. Is that a boy or a girl? That thing is big. Good Lord.
Your cheese crackers has...
That thing is way bigger than I thought it was on that camera. Holy cow.
Imagine that big old fat one we saw.
This is the small one. Holy cow.
It's kind of submitted.
Oh yeah, it's submitting. Hey there, little sister. How you doing?
Turn down the brightness of the light.
Yeah, don't. Okay. Well, man, she's a big old one. That other one was even bigger than this one. Hey there, little sister. Don't be mad. Hate the game, not the player. I would have fallen for a chicken wing on a string too. Okay. Well, man, she's a big old mama. And that other one was even bigger than this one.
It's like a giant cat.
Yeah, how heavy do you think that thing? Okay, anyway, we gotta hurry up. All right. Okay, so we will never incriminate ourselves.
On camera.
On camera, yeah. That was a big old mama. Well, you can't blame her. Chicken wing on a string and get the best of them. So. There's more trash in the street. I went into this, I wanted to catch a raccoon and relocate it. I didn't know it was gonna be a whole family that I was gonna have to separate. And so the truth is that I did not have in mind that I was gonna release the raccoon, but I changed my mind. I had a moment of weakness. And so what I decided to do was I made a lot of noise and ruckus and did my best to do a social deterrent, so hopefully they won't come back. I know for a fact that that's not the case. They will eventually be back. But I was just looking at these windows here, and even though it's going to be super expensive and time consuming to cover them all, those windows are all capped. Those, except for one, are all solid on the bottom two rows. And then when the kids broke in and busted out a bunch of windows here, I've got a few to fix on the bottom. And I feel like that will stop them from coming in this window, which is where they're coming in at night. And I know that because I saw it on the video. That wall is not an original wall, it's a later addition. So I think I have kind of wrapped my mind around it. And I've got to a place where I'm thinking, you know what, maybe as an accent wall, maybe as just a small element of this entire room, a fresh coat of really nice paint would be okay on that wall. That's a big evolution for me. So, and what I'm thinking is, if I go to Home Depot, they can color match. So I could get this exact same color on top and bottom and just repaint it and have a cleaner look. And the room would still have all of this really cool character, but it would have one really fresh accent wall that, because of the color choices, original to the way the room has been for a long time. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna paint that wall. So I think they have a minimum temperature for painting, so that's also gonna be another project for the spring. I really am pushing a lot of stuff for myself into the spring, so it's gonna be a busy year. So anyway, I gotta get these panels and out of here, and this story is to be continued. On the next video, I'm gonna have this room completely cleared out, and I'm gonna have it to blank canvas stage. So, all right, thanks guys, I'll talk to you soon.